everyone, welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan,
And I'm Meg.
and today we are covering Dr. Stone episode 24, Voices Over Infinite Distance.
Yes, the final episode of season
Ah,
one.
yeah.
Honestly, it's a solid, solid last episode and solid first season.
Yes.
And there's just more great stuff to come. All right. Summary of the episode. Senku and the kingdom learns of a mysterious disc left behind by his father and the other astronauts. They use their newfound technology to bring it to life.
Yep, and this covers manga chapter 59, Voices from Here to Eternity, and 60, Angel's Song, Devil's Whisper.
Hmm,
Yeah,
interesting.
so that kind of covers like we'll get into this in the first episode of season 2, but the information covered in the episode like stops halfway through the chapter. So it's one of those things where like you can finish the chapter and know more uh about the story than you would if you're just anime only.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, let's get into it. Even though it's like a great episode, there's not too much actually happens. So first they're well, Senku reveals that they need to actually make a second cell phone to actually be able to communicate, which would be if I was one of the villagers, be like so sad. Um
I think I would just collapse on the ground
just like
and
they did.
yes, exactly. But they got up and started making it right away. I just lay there for a solid day and be like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. You lied to me.
Hmm.
It's like the feeling you get when you start a task and you don't realize how long it's going to take you, and you finish one element of it and completely forget about the rest, and you turn around and go, "Oh, I've got hours more of this."
Ugh, yeah. That's why I give myself lots of breaks and rewards when I have something like tedious to do.
Mm, I
Mm,
should do that more often. I try to, but a lot of times it's just my brain telling me, get off your lazy butt. There's more you need to do. You're worthless."
yeah, I have that a lot too. But that's why you give yourself tiny breaks. Like I
Hmm.
will stop and read for 5 minutes. That's what I usually
Yes.
do. Which is
Yep.
how I got through the Promised Neverland, which we will talk about soon. Um,
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Oh,
So fun thing, they had to gloss over this in the anime, I guess for time's sake, but in the manga they explain how the mics are made for the cell phone. They use Rochelle salt to turn sound into electricity.
hmm,
It's kind of cool.
interesting.
Yeah, they use more of the crystals on top of the wine barrels. Yeah, you'd have to read up on how specifically it works because even in the manga, he just sort of like says that the salt is able to turn, sound into electricity, but they're not going to go into the nitty-gritties. But yeah, I don't know, just anything to do with electricity, especially when it comes to radio waves and sound waves and all that, it's very fascinating.
Yeah. Oh man, okay. I thought this was an episode, but now I'm realizing it's not. I just watched it. It felt like a Dr. Stone thing. I was watching like it was like this cool video where I don't remember what the plate was called, but it was like a plate with sand on top of it. You can like make when you make different like sounds at like different like frequencies and
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
like the
it bounces,
sand
right?
and like makes cool shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. Maybe if I find that video again, I will share it. Um, but dang, for seriously for like 2 seconds, I thought that that was happened in this episode, but no, I
Hey, maybe they'll
just
get to
saw
that
real.
eventually.
Yeah, I don't know how they. I guess maybe when they're like, oh, never mind.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we have not seen it yet. Um, yes, but so they need to make their second cell phone, but they can still test out the first one, and I think Senku he has like a bunch of wire that he the cell phone is in the science shed, and then Ruri has the other end. And Chrome is the first one that gets to speak into the cell phone, and it's Ruri on the other end. And Yunro's like, "Ooh, you can. What are you gonna say to her? This is your chance to confess." Like basically, is what he's saying. And then Chrome just does a Chrome thing, and he's like, "This is science is so cool." Um, and everyone is just like. Of course. But you could just like just from that moment, you can tell like everybody ships them.
I
They're
love
like
that because Ruri is kind of the golden child of Ishigami Village for good reasons. She's like the kindest person. She tells all those awesome stories. She showed a lot of strength in the face of imminent doom when she was fighting her illness. But then like Chrome, I always saw as sort of like, that weird nerdy kid. But no, everyone's like, nah, we love him. He's a good guy. And I think if those two could just get around to speaking their feelings, it'd be great. But honestly, it's not annoying to me. It's not like the will they won't they kind of
mm-hmm.
thing that's perpetuated in stories where you're just like, "Oh my goodness, date already." It's more of like you can see there's interest there, but I don't know. I don't know if those two would be quite ready for commitment quite yet. I mean, they're still young enough and there's a lot of stuff they gotta worry about at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, like it always feels like a they will, but not yet.
Right.
Like it's inevitable. But we're patient. There's a lot, like you just said, there's a lot of other things going on, and it's not the right time.
Can't think about marriage, there's a war going on.
Yes, and then after this Chrome speaks into the cell phone. Senku's on the other side with Ruri, and she makes a comment that she's like, "Oh, this reminds me of Speaker Bee," and Senku's like, "What the heck?" And it's one of the tales about a speaker bee. I
It's
don't remember
like
it. Like,
the bee is able to put its stinger on top of a gravestone and speak in the dead person's voice to send messages to the living.
yes, and then Senku's like really confused. Like, this doesn't provide any knowledge that is useful. And then he's like, it's a message.
Yeah,
And
and Gen said something too, like it's tale number 14. He's like 14, 1-4, Stone Day, your birthday, Senku. So there's some significance here.
mm-hmm, yep. And it's the significance is that the founder's gravestone is actually a time capsule. And inside is a glass record. And we get some cute scenes of Byakuya and the rest of the space crew making their record. And I don't I love this scene because we see them all working together, and then they like basically like have their own science shed. And so then we see like Byakuya in his science shed, and then we see Senku in his science shed, and you're like, oh, like father like son.
Don't cry
um
yet.
I'm not crying. And so then Senku's like, we gotta make a record player. And they already have all everything they need because they just made their cell phone. And so they put it all together and they listen to Byakuya's message. Which first starts out as like it's Byakuya's voice, and he's like, I'm like talking, he's like, Senku, I know you're listening, and like you can tell he's about to say I love you, and then he's like, you don't need to hear that. And like you guys need to hear this. And then Lillian starts singing, and the whole village gets to hear it. I actually do really like
Yeah,
the the song and
one
the
small
in
step.
yeah, does it who sings it actually? I can't.
The singer is Laura Pitt Pulford, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just we mentioned the song before because we briefly got to hear it when Lillian was introduced, but you can find the full version on Spotify and the lyrics are just so I don't know, especially for me with being in the stage of life that I am. there's lyrics like uh it's just sort of about taking one small step to try to achieve your dreams or to just keep going in life. There's a lyric where it's like each and every road seems to be calling to me, pulled in every which way, so I made my own path. I don't know. It's just like kind of inspirational if you really take time to listen to it. And it's a cool style. I'm not what style would you say it is? Like what genre of music?
I don't
Like
know.
pop? It's
Yeah, it's
kind of pop mixed with
poppy.
other things.
Yeah, yeah, but it's good and it inspires all the villagers. They're like, yes, we need to bring, um, keep making cool science things and bring everyone back so we can have an awesome world. Um,
Movies and music and manga and more.
And then Gen has his moment where he's like, I'm very impressed by Byakuya. He's inspiring everyone, even from 3,000 years away. And Senku is like, yep, that's my dad. And then, yeah, the last part of the episode, gearing up for the next season, it's time for the Stone Wars. Senku's ready, and of course we have like the moment where like all the mains are like standing around the fire, and then Senku like walks out of the darkness, and he's like,
This is exhilarating. Get
"Get
excited.
excited." And then we get some little sneak peek into. Well, first we see Taiju and Yuzuriha. They're gonna be coming back next season. And then we get glimpses of some other great characters, which should get you excited. And yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. All right. So I have to introduce some voice actors, but I have to really apologize. I finally this week went back and made a running list of all the people that we've covered, and I realized I forgot to introduce Magma's voice actor, and I totally thought I had. So
Yeah,
sorry.
so did I.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
did Mantle for some reason.
Yikes. Oof.
Yes, big oof. So let's do a two for one this episode. So, okay. Magma is played by J. Michael Tatum, who is married to Brandon McInnes, who plays Gen. But you may know J. Michael Tatum as Ervin Smith from Attack on Titan, Tenya Ida in My Hero Academia, and Scar in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Some very iconic roles.
Yes, he's like I cannot think of a show and like he's most likely a character from every single show. Um And then we're going to cover one of the astronauts, Connie Lee, who is played by Erica Mendez, who is Gon from Hunter x Hunter, Emma from Promised Neverland, and Bernadetta in Fire Emblem. And we actually met Erica Mendez at a Comic-Con, and she is the loveliest person. She signed our badges for free and wanted to take a picture with us because we were dressed in Promised Neverland garb and just, I don't know. I think she really loves her job, and that's great to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it was great meeting her.
Yeah.
Super nice.
And yeah, so Connie, her first name is short for Constance, and it means constant, It's, English origin. And her last name is Lee. It's also of English origin, and it means protected or sanctuary.
Oh, interesting.
Constant sanctuary.
Hmm. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty. All right, and tracking. Chrome said that's bad one time.
Yes. And Senku said get excited one time. But then I'm also including an honorary one for because Byakuya also said it.
I bet Senku's first words were get excited.
Hmm.
All right, animation expertise. I love Senku's soft expressions, and he did quite a few of them in this episode. But if you'll notice, he's an intelligent character, so his eyes kind of have that hard, intelligent look to them. But when he has his softer, more sentimental moments, his eyes get a little bigger and wider. His eyebrows tilt up a bit, and there's more shine in his eyes.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. He that always makes me melt. Uh,
Puppy dog eyes.
yeah.
Right, and I guess to close out things we're talking about, so I actually have a personal story to share that kind of relates to this episode, but so this happened before we even watched the show, so I guess this watching the show brought this to mind. But Byakuya making Senku a record to have his voice for not for forever, I guess. Records can break. It's not permanent, and I really hope that they can hang on to this relic for a long time. But just the act of making something so that you can hear a loved one's voice even after they're gone. It's something that my dad, who is still alive, worry not, my dad is still around, but he made a conscious effort, and he is a singer, and he made CDs of some of the songs he's sung, whether that be with the college choir he was in when he was younger, or with voice like just songs he sang by himself, or like the song he sang to my mom on their wedding day. He just compiled a whole bunch of songs on CDs and gave them to family members, and I have one, and he kind of gave them as just like a, oh, look at this cool thing I made, like that I want to share with my family. But he also said the words, so even after I'm gone, you can hear my voice. So
Hmm.
I sorry. So I kind of have a little bit of a connection like Senku does.
Yeah. That's so cool.
And what's your fun thing to share?
Yeah, this week kind of was an impromptu thing that I did. I decided this that morning. I went to uh an Avatar The Last Airbender concert. Um, they're like there's like a tour going around where they like play live music while showing clips of the show, and it was so fun. Uh, it's been a few years since I saw the show, but well, they basically like kind of go through all three seasons and like have like play music over like key clips from each season and kind of like go through the story. Um, and the music is amazing. Um, everybody did great. Yeah, it was just so fun to be reminded of the show, and I was like, oh, I need to watch it again. And then at the very end, like after the concert was over, they had like, everybody was cheering, and then they did I guess an encore where they played Secret Tunnel, and it was it was very enjoyable, and like the whole audience like singing along, and they had like they even had like the lyrics up on the screen for people to sing along with, and it was
I'm pretty sure
it was
I've
so
seen
great.
clips. I've seen clips floating around on the internet of like you said, they're on tour. So I think even
Mhm.
at the beginning of the year, people were sharing the secret tunnel clips. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. I was like, oh, I wish Megan could be here because it would be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, you let me know if they ever do a Over the Garden Wall
Oh,
concert,
man. We
and
should talk about
I will
that.
drive
That's so good.
6 hours to be there.
Yeah, because I'm still a student, I get student a discount, and my friend and I we got like well, we got really good seats, and it was like $10 each. Like it was crazy. It was worth it. Did not have any what's the word? Not memorabilia, but
Oh, playbills.
yeah, they didn't have a playbill for it, so I don't like have anything from it, and the line was like super long to get stuff, so I was like, I'll just remember it in my head.
Yes. Besides, you've got like a Zuko sweatshirt. You've got Avatar merch elsewhere.
Yes, I do. I have my avatar poster. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that was what I did this week. I actually did something besides go to work. Yeah, and well, we finished Frieren. I don't
Yeah,
know if we talked about that.
we were
No,
almost done last time, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
yeah. It was excellent. We can't wait for the second season, although I looked it up right away after. It's like, when is season two coming? And then I saw a very sad announcement that the manga is on permanent hiatus. Um, so sad.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think they're making a season two for sure. It was super popular. But anyway, we are watching Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Yay! It's well, you Megan can share her opinion first.
Yeah, so my first introduction to that show was years ago in college. Ava, who has been on the show before, showed me like the first two or so episodes. But I'll be honest, I'm not really I like some ghost stories as long as they're light, harmless, friendly, like Danny Phantom-esque, like not real ghosts. So I was kind of wary of the ghost lore of the show and decided maybe it wasn't for me. Um Flash forward to now, I had picked up like a random volume of the manga from the library at one point because I wanted to look at the art because the art is gorgeous. And after reading that volume, I was like, yeah, maybe I could check out the show again. There aren't that many episodes on Crunchyroll, so um and also there's like a whole ton of voice actors that we're familiar with who are in the show. So I thought, oh, this might be fun. So I can't vouch for like where the story is going right now. Like I know some things that are going to happen just from hearsay and the internet and spoilers and whatever. Meg, you probably don't have any clue what's happening right now.
Nope. Nope.
Nope. But yeah, I kind of it's like the art is the main drive for watching that one for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been like moments that I have enjoyed it. I've so have made me laugh and stuff. And I like honestly like I think like my favorite people in it so far have all been ghosts.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't well, I was just telling you this, but I don't care for the main character. She's very anime girl and she's too obsessed with boys. It's annoying. But maybe she'll get better. We're almost halfway through the season, but yeah.
There's like more meat to the story in the manga, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure if they'll delve into why she is like that specifically in the anime, but
Wait, okay, is a manga written by a man or a woman?
it's a girl.
Okay, okay, interesting.
I'd have
Anyway,
to look it up again, but there's it was a pen name, so I'm pretty sure I looked it up at one point in it. Yeah, it was a woman. Pretty sure.
yeah, actually that does make
Yeah.
sense.
The art is so
Um,
pretty, so I thought it looked like a feminine hand had drawn it. Not that sounds biased and bad and stereotyping, but it looked like a girl drew it.
wow.
Ah.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, all right. That was updates on other random things. Um, now, Megan, what was your favorite line of the episode?
Mine came from Senku. I don't remember asking for your social commentary.
I love that. There's a meme that goes with that, so hopefully
Yes,
I'll
it's so good.
remember to post it.
And your
Um,
line also came from Senku, right?
yes, it did when they found the record. He said, "All right, Dad, if it's not something exciting, I'll kill you. I know you're already dead, but still."
That reminds me of some episodes ago when Byakuya was like, "How are you doing? I'm great. Well, I mean, I've been dead for a while, but still."
See, what did we learn in this episode?
We learned that the spirit of humanity can be passed on.
Who pushed the story forward?
Byakuya for inspiring everyone. Let's fight.
Yeah. All right. That's all we've got for this episode. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye.